Possession.
Ah, right. There's a box under your desk. Now then, take the item out first. Lift the box onto the desk. Right, now take the item out of the box.
Thank you. Got it.
And now, read the card.
Last Christmas, my brother bought me this iPad. I've never turned it on, but I have used it to kill a wasp and carry 3 mugs of hot chocolate.
Please, team.
Right.
Who are the mugs of hot chocolate for? Go.
Sorry?
Who are the mugs of hot chocolate for? Say them now, without thinking.
It's too much pressure. I don't know 3 people. It's a lie.
Who were they for, David?
They were for my wife, for me, and for my mother.
Where were you taking them to?
I was taking them from the hot chocolate making room to the hot chocolate consumptorium.
Kitchen to living room?
Yes, that's it.
Did you kill the wasp with the glass side or the non-glass side?
The non-glass side.
OK.
How hard did you hit it?
Well, it's dead. It wasn't like a great sweeping, you know, smash.
Was it mid-air?
It was more of a sort of a press and lean. I lulled it into a false sense of security with my terrified whimpers, and then at a certain point it settled on a flattish surface, and then I went in with the press and lean.
If you kill a wasp, you don't slowly press it like a psychopath. He only said that he does the push and press because he knew that there wasn't any dints on it.
No. I'm not saying I like gradually... As soon as I was pressing, I pressed quickly. I didn't want to extend its suffering. I wasn't whispering stories about, do you find the room is getting smaller, Mr. Wasp? I'm sure you must be imagining it. You're finding your little antennae are getting a bit cramped. Oh, what next? Try and move a wing. Oh, you can't.
It's time to take a guess.
You say it's a... lie. You say it's a lie?
It is a lie.
Okay. You say it's a lie. David, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling a lie. Possession.
There'll be a little box under your desk.
Thank you.
There's a card inside, David. Read the card out first, and then when you've done that...
just a little something me and Rob got you for Christmas.
And then, once you've read it out, then pop the object on the desk.
OK. These are 2 of the best gifts I was given last Christmas.
OK. And take them out and pop them on the desk. There we are. Yeah. Right. Lee.
Well, first question is what... I can see what one of them is, but what's the other one?
It's a hat.
No. What's the stick thing?
Yeah. It's a wand. You know,
OK.
Like, you do magic with it.
Don't wave it around. Anything could happen here.
Who bought you it?
Yes. My wife.
Oh.
That bit is true, in case you wonder. He has got a wife, most people don't believe it at this point, but it is. He has got a wife.
Just to give us a fuller picture, let's see if the hat fits. And if it does, wear it.
On and then get the full, let's get the full effect.
But does the wand fit?
And then hold the wand.
So...
Cool.
Cool.
You look like a proper Dickensian gentleman.
Yeah. When you open the present, did you say, this is lovely, but what is it for?
It's... no, she said it was a wand thing where you can... It's got a battery in it.
Oh, it's a cordless one.
And you can make it be a remote control.
Am I allowed to touch David's wand?
You can inspect it if you want to, but don't damage it. I'll get... Do you want to get it?
You don't trust me to get it without damaging it?
I'm just happier when you sat down.
OK. Get me the wand, please.
Were you born in a little northern town called Double Entendre?
Actually, in Cockermouth.
I don't know.
First thing is, I can't see any way you can get batteries in this thing, and it's got a light on the end, so obviously it does do something electronic, but I don't know where you would put a battery. You don't put a battery in the end of there, do you? Can you get a battery in the end of there?
No.
Oh, hello. Look, the end comes off, so we can definitely... It's an electronic item, definitely. That is a definite. And that's definitely a hat. I'm not an idiot. Rob, I broke it.
Have you really?
Well, something's come off the end. David, I'll get you another one, I promise.
You actually have lost
The end's fallen off the...
There
it is, there it is.
Give me the hat.
Oh, I've set on the hat!
Give me the hat.
Well,
Would you wear that in the house, the hat, David? Would you wear it around the house?
No, I wouldn't wear a hat indoors. Basically, you'd wear a hat like this when you've, you know, on the way from the cab to the scene of the murder.
So what do you think, Lee? What is your team thinking on this?
Well, I'm interested that Rob warns off manhandling and hurting it. Would David be that bothered?
I have got history on this show.
History of
Well,
breaking
he
things.
owned a pen in one episode, when it was his pen.
And you broke it?
Damn right.
There was another episode where he was supposedly a beloved teddy bear that I didn't own,
Yeah, but
he didn't know, and he tore its head off.
So, now, David, I would like to know, was there any explanation from your wife at all? Because obviously you've picked this up, you haven't known what this is.
An explanation?
Yes,
is
to
that
why
when you're given a present? Do you ask for an explanation? It's quite aggressive.
Let me finish, David. Was there any explanation at all as to why she married you?
No, she's never explained that, but I don't want to ask too many questions. I reckon
Leave it at that!
I'm onto a good thing.
My husband bought me a dress that was 2 sizes too small once because he wanted me to lose weight so I could wear it. He did, and then when he gave it to me, he said, "Look forward to seeing you in it." So for his birthday, I bought him a coffin.
So what are you going to say then, Lee's team? Is he telling the truth?
Kelly, you're saying...
Lie.
You're saying lie?
Oh, I'll say lie as
OK,
well,
I have to
yeah.
go with my team and say it's a lie.
So the team is saying lie. David, truth or lie?
It is true. Possession.
Ah, there's a box under the desk, David. Would you take the card out?
Yes.
And read the card, and then
Okay.
show us the possession, please.
Okay. This is my frog lamp. I pop it on when I go down to the bottom of the garden to check on the frogs.
OK, if you could take the frog lamp out. And...
Fantastic.
And I think it... well, as you know, you can switch it on. You know how to do it. There we are.
Yeah.
Lee's team.
That is, without doubt, the most working class you've ever looked.
I'm going to save the battery. It's all right.
So, OK, the frogs at the bottom of your... Are they at the bottom of your garden?
Yes.
Are they your frogs in a sort of pet sense, or are they frogs that live wild, like at a stream that's at the bottom of your garden?
There's a bucket of them, and I initially that I got from frog spawn in my parents' pond.
A whole bucket full of frog spawn?
A whole bucket full of frog spawn.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Yes, I did. Or did I?
Why do you check on your frogs at night?
Because I'm embarrassed to do it by day. It's a good time, I've been told, to check on them as well.
What are you checking for?
I'm just...
Still there?
Observing them, see if they're still there.
Okay.
I like to look at them.
So, question for you. Why do you not just carry a torch? What is it you're leaving your hands free for? That you're looking at the frog?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
Exactly.
Well, you can't just hold a torch. What do you need these for when you're looking at the frog?
No, I think it would be possible to check on them without this, but as I have this tremendous
That's
hat...
a good question. So, that is just... You just happen to have that hat?
Yeah.
So what did you have that hat for before the frog?
Where did I get this hat?
Where did you get
Where
that hat?
did I get this hat?
Isn't it a funny
Where
one? I've
did
never
I
seen
get
one
this
like
hat?
that.
Yeah. I got this hat. This hat belonged to my grandfather.
Was it...
Your grandfather was very advanced, wasn't he? I mean, the halogen light. He must have been the talk of the village. They must have thought of him as the devil's own witchcraft.
Why did your grandfather own that hat?
I don't know why he owned this hat.
So your granddad gave you that hat?
No.
Oh, you passed on after he died?
It was discovered in the garage.
And no one ever knows what he used to do with it. They're all... Did your grandmother just go, that's curious? She didn't even...
I couldn't ask my grandmother because she predeceased my grandfather by several decades.
Oh, holy...
There's a clip.
Man.
There's a clip for the Christmas trailer.
Christmas time,
Do you touch the frogs?
I do occasionally, but they don't like it.
What do they do when you touch them?
They hop off.
Do they make
Not that
any-
they're on my...
They
I
make
mean, they
any
hop
sound?
away.
So what do you think?
Rachel.
I like it. I'm buying it.
You're buying it? You're buying the hat? Ricky.
I don't believe him.
You don't believe it?
No, I don't believe him.
So what are you going to say, Lee?
Well, we'll say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. OK, David, truth or lie?
Yes, you've got lucky. It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. David doesn't wear a frog lamp to check on the frogs in his garden. Next.
Possession.
Now, behind your chair is a box. Open the box, read the card, and then take out the possession.
Beautiful box.
Yeah.
I like
Look
it.
at that. This is entertainment.
Yes. This is my cape. I used to put it on, pretend I was Doctor Who, and head into my TARDIS. Or, as my parents called it, the airing cupboard.
Put the cape on.
All right. It is.
Come, feel free, David. Come and use the floor space. Think back to your dancing days. Come out and use the floor. You could have a glamorous assistant in the form of Miranda.
Oh,
Miranda, would you help David get into his cape?
Hang on.
Am I
We
doing
put this over there.
That's what I'm
That'll
thinking.
hold it in
There we
place.
go.
That fits.
There.
That actually fits you really well. Were you exactly the same size as a child?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't see you properly, David. Could you come and stand in front of me and twirl round? So you just...
lovely.
Yes, that's
That
actually...
is a much
And how
needed
old?
reminder of the
How
film
old were
Magician.
you? When was this?
I think...
This is how I picture you walking round your house now.
How old was I? I think at the time I was first given this cape, I think I was about maybe 10?
10?
In that cape?
Maybe 9. It was too big for me initially.
Right.
Hang on a second. Whoa. When you were 9, so to give us an idea of the height, go down, just go give us knees, and we'll see how much it would have dragged. So that would have been you as...
Hang on, it's
Can I have
rock.
your shoes for a second?
Rocking.
Can I take this off?
What are you doing?
Well, your shoes.
Oh, I see. Right,
Give
sorry,
an
yes,
idea
yeah.
how you might have looked in those days.
Yeah. This is how the police do sort of ageing profiling, don't
Yes.
they? What would he have looked like a few years
Just
ago?
get yourself on. Hang on, this one's
There we go. It would be...
Did you say your mum and dad got you this cape?
My mum made it.
Your mum made it?
Yeah.
But
Even
if
though
she made it for you, had she no idea what size it should be?
Were you a close family, David?
Where's he getting cramp in my knee?
You can go back to your seat.
Yeah.
I give you permission.
You look like a very middle-class disgruntled Dracula. I didn't get any blood tonight. I'll just shrug back to my chair and bite some virgin's neck tomorrow, I suppose.
So what do you think, Lee? Is it the truth or is it a lie?
What do you think, Barry?
Not a shred of truth.
You don't think? I think it could be true.
It sounds incredibly likely. In fact, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if this is a habit that's actually finished. I imagine he's...
So Barry says a lie.
I'm the odd one out here, aren't I?
You say true.
I hope it's true. I think it's lovely.
I think it's lovely as well, so I'll say it's true.
You're going to say true.
All right.
David, truth or lie?
It is, of course, true.
Yes, it's true. David used to wear his cape and pretend he was Doctor Who.
Possession.
Right, well, you know the form. There's a
This could
box
be
on the
anything.
desk.
Could be.
Take out the object first and show us that, and then read out the card, please.
Stop! It's true! It's true! Move on! We don't even need to hear it.
This is my bear tablecloth. Customs officers once cut his head off and searched him for smuggled goods.
Can we see? Is there proof? Let me
Yes,
see.
as you
Is
can
there
see.
Is there any way of telling?
There's some stitching there.
Oh, just tilt his chin up then so we can see the stitching.
let's have a
Not
look.
too much, I don't upset him. All right.
Can we have a look at the burr?
Yes, of
We'll
course
see
you
the
can have there.
stitches.
Yeah.
Throw him over it violently.
No, don't
I couldn't possibly.
Come on, he's been decapitated. He's seen worse.
You can't throw the bear. That'd be a shame.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Sorry, I meant you to pass it to Rob. I've now, made you do the whole journey. Take the bear over there, please, Lorraine. It's in my contract. I never leave the desk.
David, just look at me. Right.
I didn't...
How's this making you feel?
Oh, no.
That's really terrible.
Isn't it awful?
So he feels.
Really is.
He's had his head cut off and his thing ripped off, but how can that possibly upset him?
Dave, why did you call this bear tablecloth?
Yes.
Because when I was very little, he had a little jacket made out of a tablecloth.
So
If this turns out to be a lie, you are a shameless little light entertainer.
Coming from you, Lee, that is a compliment.
Where was the customs? Where were you going from or to? Or?
We were going back from Minorca.
What did they say they were looking for?
I imagine it was a sort of a spot check.
Did you see them carving the head off? Was it happening in front of you on the table, on the...
No, I'm glad to say I was shielded from that moment.
David, I'm going off this story.
You heartless bastard. Sorry, tablecloth. What? Do it to him.
Yeah.
Smash his face
Give me
on.
the bear.
Oh,
I'm taking the bear into care.
You're about to do an appeal.
Was there any reason why they didn't check the arms and legs?
I don't know. I should have asked them to. I should have said, call that thorough.
I've done this before.
What's that you say? You say it's time for Lee's team to take a guess. All right. What do you think?
Maybe he's in denial, and the truth is he, as an adult, was searched for drugs, and he's so traumatised by what they did to him.
Yeah.
He's had to create a teddy bear and put it all onto him.
Show us on the teddy bear what they did to the customer.
Show us on the teddy bear where they shoved their fist.
That's why the bear's hands are like that.
OK, we can say lie, are we, Sue?
I think so.
Lie.
I think
OK.
so.
I don't think I can argue
Lie.
with that. So lie,
OK,
right?
David.
Well, it is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. David's teddy bear didn't have his head cut off by customs officers as they searched for smuggled goods. Now, when I was a rebellious young man, I once stuck 2 fingers up to a customs officer who pulled me aside, put on a rubber glove and returned the favour.
Possession.
Now take out a small box underneath the desk there. Have a look inside and show us what's there.
Smooth bit.
This is my special travel dressing gown.
It is true. We need to hear no more, David. It is true.
I'm contractually obliged to finish the card. It's the one item I always pack when I go on holiday.
Could you, first things first, could we have the full modelling of the dressing gown, please?
Give us a nice twirl.
Oh.
Can we smell it?
I think you should come out here, David, so you can see. Enjoy the space. Well, he's having trouble putting it on. It's,
Well, he's not abroad, he's confused.
Have you forgotten the cord?
The cord is missing.
Just hold it as though it were done up so we get a proper idea. Yeah.
smoking a pipe and solve a crime?
Oh, I'd love that.
Can I ask, Dave, where did you get it from?
1924.
I think it's from Marks and Spencer's.
Is it? What did
1924.
you say it's my special travel dressing gown?
Yes. I don't know if travel dressing gown is a technical term, but I have 2 dressing gowns. This is one. The other is a thicker toweling dressing gown, which takes up more space in a suitcase.
Do you take pyjamas? Do you wear anything under it, or...?
Yes, I usually...
I feel sick.
I usually... What I don't do is I don't tend to wear it over, you know, like normal clothes like this.
This is like the worst sexy chat line I've ever rung up in my life. I'm naked under here.
To be honest, Lee, I don't know why you come into so many encounters with me expecting arousal.
Does that go with you at any trip or certain trips?
No, only if I'm going to stay the night somewhere.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I didn't think you'd go I didn't think you were walking around Dixon's in it.
I'd like you to take a guess, please. Is he telling the truth or is he constructing a lie?
Patsy?
True.
You think it's true?
Yeah.
Chris?
Based on the design of the dressing gown and his demeanour, I think they fit.
So, Lee, what's it going to be?
I'll go with my team. So
You're going to say it's true.
Yeah.
David Mitchell, is it true or is it a lie?
It is true.
Yes, it's true. That is David's special dressing gown.
It's just a dressing gown. That's not my special dressing gown. Like, I think it's got a personality.
It's David's special dressing gown.
You are never going to get away from that now. Everyone who sees this show will look at you and see that forever.
Basically, my entire image has been destroyed by this show. I was like a cool guy who was into music and modern art before this show, before all the stuff about dressing as an 18th century nobleman and having a little bell came out. The travel dressing gown is just the tip of the iceberg of the announcements.
So, just so we're in no doubt, that is David's special dressing gown. It's Lee. Lee's go.
Possession.
All right, box under the desk, Lee. I'd like you to read the card first and then show us what's in there, Lee.
I spent an entire year in a plastic work class at school, and this is the only thing I managed to make.
Plastic work? What is it?
I don't know. Can we have a look?
Can you bring
See,
it up?
what is that, though?
Thank you. It's shit.
You bastard, and I treated your teddy bear with such respect.
What is it, though?
Ironically, it's a luggage tag.
Is it a luggage tag?
It's a keyring.
It's a keyring,
Oh, is it a keyring? What is it?
Are you a big sports fan, eh?
I do follow football.
Yeah, which team do you follow?
I follow Blackburn Rovers.
Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn doesn't begin with an L, does it? No, what was the LFC?
It was Liberace for Chancellor. It stands for Liverpool Football Club.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Why did you make a Liverpool Football Club keyring
Because it was...
in plastic work?
Because they didn't have blue and white plastic. Blackburn Rovers. They only had red plastic. So I thought, well, I'll give it the Liverpool Football Club because it's red.
Right.
When did you do it? What age were you when you did that? Was it at school then?
No, it was in Broadmoor.
You say it took you a year.
No, a year.
I mean, I've never heard of plastic work.
I know, well, the thing is, in 1982, plastic was the future.
Well, no, I don't in any way disparage plastic. That's fine. I like plastic. Plastic's very useful. But a class at school
called plastic
doing
work.
for plastic work.
Yeah.
How did you cut it? What did you
Not
use?
like that.
I don't think you're in any position to get all haughty about your plastic cutting technique if this is the only evidence we have.
I must say, I don't believe this, but I'd love to know what this object is, who made it and why. But I think we think it's a lie.
Oh, a lie.
I
think it's a lie. OK, they say it's a lie. Lee, is it a truth or is it a lie?
It is, in fact, true. Plastic work. That was a lesson that never caught on. Plastic work.
Plastic work.
Does anyone else do plastic work?
Did you get marked on that? Was that
Yes,
submitted
I did
for
get
examination?
What was your grade?
I got a 2-1 and we went straight to Oxford. What do you think?
Yes, it's true. And I don't know exactly what LFC stands for, but I'm guessing the first word is lazy.
Possession.
Right, there's a box under the desk, Lee. Now, I'd like you to take the item out of the box and hold the object, then read the card out, please.
This is my dibber. I donated it to the British Lawnmower Museum, where it is now a permanent exhibit.
Right. David.
What is a dibber?
What's a dibber? A dibber? That's a good question, David. And would you believe me if I was to say I don't know? But it's a
Yes, I would.
I'll mime it for you.
That's... Yeah.
Could be any of these.
Okay, yeah.
It's to do with gardening.
So what does your dibber do?
Pardon?
What does your dibber do?
Are you Fred Flintstone?
Answer the question. What does your dibber do?
Not 100% sure, but at a guess, I would say that a dibber is for pushing holes in the ground.
Yeah.
And then maybe popping something in there, like a seed.
I see. How did your dibber come to be in the British Lawnmower Museum?
I'll tell you, Inspector Morse. Have you ever been to Southport, my hometown?
I have, yes.
Oh, great. Can I start again?
Yes.
Right. I have never been to the British Lawnmower. I was online.
But it is in Southport.
It is in Southport, that's true. And I did see it online.
What did you put into Google that came up?
Well, you don't want to know that. But I noticed that on the website there was a bit that said the tools of the rich and famous. Famous tools, that's what I typed in.
There is actually, I do know for a fact that there is a British Lawnmower Museum because I myself have donated a trowel.
You haven't?
I have, honestly, Rob. I donated a trowel.
What is this museum?
Surely they want a lawnmower.
So you saw the Lawnmower Museum online.
Online.
With a list of celebrity artefacts.
There was quite a few. There was Brian May from Queen had given a lawnmower. Joe Pasquale had given a strimmer.
So what happened then?
I thought that'd be a nice thing to do, wouldn't it? Because it's my
Sorry,
hometown.
you saw that and you thought, I want a piece of that.
I want a piece of the action. Prince Charles, he gave something.
This is where the story's falling apart, because one is...
No, that's not where the story's falling apart.
But one is asked to donate to... You don't...
I wanted to donate something. I thought it'd be quite nice to have something of mine, because it's my hometown.
So you picked up the phone?
I picked up the phone. You're still doubting my abilities, are you, Dave?
It is not... It is not your ability to make a phone call.
The man in the phone!
Are you seriously saying that the fact that you could have physically made this phone call means I should believe that you did? You say, look, I could have made the call, I'm physically capable, therefore it happened, David, end of story.
I picked up the phone, I phoned them up, I said, I'd like to donate something. They said, what have you got? I said, dibber.
You knew its name?
Well, actually, yes.
You knew its name, but you didn't know what it was for?
That's actually not true. I said...
So what did you say?
I took advice before the phone call.
From whom?
From who?
From whom?
I'm not doing it if you put an M at the end.
All right. From who?
Thank you. Who's putting the M at the end? Do you know what I mean? No one anymore.
Who did you take advice from?
I shall tell you.
You found a thing in the shed, you didn't know you owned it, you didn't know what it was. Who did you ask about it?
You want to know from who?
I want to know who you asked about that object in order to find out what it was called.
I shall tell you.
Well, please.
David Tennant, or as I call him, Doctor Who.
You asked... Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Who did you ask?
Tom Baker.
There are 7 billion humans on Earth. Please, let's not eliminate them one by one.
I asked my wife.
So, David, what do you think? Is Lee telling the truth or is he lying to us?
Dale?
I don't believe a word of it.
If it is true, it's one of the best acting performances I think I've ever seen.
Thank you. If it's true.
If it's true.
You think it's true?
No, I do not. No, it's a lie.
OK, David, what are you going to say?
We think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie. OK, Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Not only is it true, but how exciting is this? We've got a picture. There it is, in situ, at the British Lawnmower Museum. Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it, eh? Just a simple tool who donated his dibber to the British Lawnmower Museum.
Possession.
Right, well, in that case, step this way and take the card, read the card to us, and then when you've done that, you can reveal your possession.
In Thailand, I paid £200 to have my portrait painted by a monkey. This is that portrait.
All right.
Can I give you that?
David, what do you think?
There you go.
Treasure it.
What colour shirt were you wearing?
You probably want to ask less what colour shirt I was wearing, what colours were available to the monkey at the time.
You don't particularly remember it being green?
No, and I don't
Were you
remember having
eating-
4 green ears either.
And what colours were available to the monkey? Blue, red, green, and its own excrement.
That's my face!
Can I just say, I was recently at a zoo where I was painting with chimps. In the North Wales, in the Colwyn Bay Mountain Zoo in Wales, and I tried to get them to paint stuff, and there's no way that they would have done that well.
I'm not being racist, but that's your Welsh chimp. That's all I'm saying.
How big was the chimp?
Well, let me remember now. He was sort of like this. I'd say he was about that big sat down.
Yeah.
So that plus a couple of chimp's legs.
I honestly don't think that a monkey... There's a sort of mouth on that, and his eyes, there's 2 blue blobs of eyes.
The monkey
monkeys can't do that.
You think it's too good, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the resemblance is too strong. You've even got your little squinty cockeyed eyes.
Don't push your luck. Things I have to put up with on the show. You're wondering why it's like this, OK?
No, it's hinted it. I'm not wondering why.
It could have been better, but he was a surrealist.
David, what are you going to say? Is this monkey story true?
I think it's a lie. I think it's an absolutely pointless act to get a monkey to paint a picture of you, and I think Lee would also have thought that.
I think Rod thinks it's a lie. We know that. Sally?
He looks like a hard man.
Okay.
He wouldn't be easily.
So, David,
Fooled
you're saying
by
lie?
this.
I think we all think it's a lie,
OK.
yeah.
Lee?
I'm sorry, but it feels weird being up and not being able to press something. Do you mind?
Not at all.
It is, in fact, a lie.
Yes! What a surprise. It was a lie. Lee
It's
didn't...
a lie. How am I supposed to sell that as a truth? Do you know what? I'm glad it's not mine. How am I supposed to have a chance?
My 4-year-old son is watching. Thanks for doing it, and I'll fix it, and I'll bring it home.
And tell him I want me 200 quid back on that monkey suit.
Yes, it was, of course, a lie. Lee didn't pay £200 to have his portrait painted by a monkey in Thailand. I mean, why would a dumb, hairy beast who spends all day throwing his feces at the wall and scratching his bottom want a portrait from a monkey? It's Lee.
Oh, possession.
Right, there should be a box under your desk. Would you first of all read the card out and then take the possession out and pop it on the desk?
This is the set of keys I carry around with me every day. I know what every single one is for, apart from one.
Okay. Box back on the floor. Just take us through the set of keys, Lee, in your own time.
Okay.
Please don't feel you have to rush.
It's not saying his own time. It's all of our time, really,
Yes.
isn't it? But, OK, carry on.
So now I've got 3 keys that look very similar, so I have to put those little things on to give you the different colours. And these colours help me a lot, because that's for the blue door, that's for the green door, and that's for the yellow door. Yes. Now, I'll never forget, because the blue door is blue, the yellow door is yellow, and the green one is my next-door neighbour, Shakin' Stevens.
Yeah. And what lies behind those doors?
So that's my front door key,
And that's
which genuinely is a blue door, my front door. OK?
OK.
The green one genuinely is my next-door neighbour's key, but it isn't Shakin' Stevens. I'm not an idiot. It's Howard Jones. And the yellow one is the key for the door at the back of the house. Now, this one, that's the key for the front door, the bottom lock. What do you call that?
Bolt.
Yes, I wish I could. This unusual-looking key, that's for the money chest. Money chest. That's for a small tin that we keep some money in.
Right.
And some things that we don't want the kids to see.
Why don't you want the kids to see money? And what else don't you want the kids to see?
I don't mind them seeing the money. It's the other things I don't want them to see.
Like what?
The remains.
So, OK, that's where you keep your money and the remains of those who you've killed.
Yes. Then you've got PBU. That's that one there.
What does PBU stand for?
PBU on the keyring?
Yes.
It's the place for bins, you. It's a little,
Just like that! He couldn't have made that up. It's true.
We've got one of those outside little shed things you're supposed to put the bins in to make it look tidy. And my wife constantly comes out and says, "There's a place for the bins, you!" And to help me remember, that's the key, I put PBU on the thing.
So you give yourself the job of remembering the night before the bin men are coming to go out, unlock these bins. Every time you go to put some rubbish away, you unlock the bin.
No.
This is none of this.
Because the shed that the bins are kept in doesn't have the lock. The gate leading to the shed that the bins are.
What's going in these bins?
My wife making things more of the bins than me. Then we've got this little baby here. Oh, this tells a story. This one is for the safe. But the safe, bizarrely, it was already in the house and it's behind a picture. How exciting. The key has never fitted. We never know what's in the safe.
Now, what is the picture in front of the safe?
The picture in front of the safe?
Yeah.
Oh, that picture.
You know the safe that doesn't exist?
Well, there's
a picture that doesn't exist in front of it.
This is the bit.
It's obviously a painting of your bins.
This is the bit. This is the bit you're going to find.
That must never be taken
This is
from the
bit
house.
you're going to find crazy. It's a picture of the safe. I know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And this, David, is the key to your heart. It's not. That is to the side passage. And it's quite annoying. It's quite annoying to get through the side passage because I have to open the gated community to the bins, and that takes me through to the side passage, which I open, and that's all the keys apart from this one. Do you know what that one's for, Fiona? Nobody knows.
And how did you get that key?
That key. Just give it to... And this is the bit that's not funny, and I don't want any jokes. My great-grandfather fought in the First World War, and he had a key round his neck, and we don't know what the key was for, but it was passed on. He gave it to his father. His father gave it to his father.
He gave it to his father, so he passed it on backwards in time.
All I will say is, just in summary, I'm not pitching it to you because it is true, but if you don't believe it, quite simply, the story is simple. What is there not to believe? I come home, I make sure the side-gated community to the bins are unlocked so I can get the bins out, leave them on a Tuesday, I let you open the side passage, get in, lock the side passage, come through to the house, open the safe. By moving the picture, I can't open the safe. I always forget. I close the safe, I get the tin, open it up, move the eyeballs, get the money out, Close the tea, open the thing, back inside, straight to the front door, which is blue, go out, feed Howard Jones's cat next door, who I accidentally said was Shaking Stevens. What part of that are you telling me?
So what are you going to say, David? What does your team think?
I think we're going to say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. Lee! Was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was a lie. Possession.
Right, under the desk is a box. So pop it on the desk very carefully, like that.
I've recently got into baking, and here's a cake I made yesterday, especially for David.
Oh. Oh, it ain't bad, is it?
Let's have a proper look at that cake. Wow. That is uncanny.
It's got all of my thousands of teeth.
Why don't we see how close a depiction it is? We have the technology to do what they call split screen. Look down camera one. OK, so talk us through what's gone into making that cake.
Well, what do you want to know first?
How you made it.
OK. Right, first of all, I made the cake bit. Let's call it the cake bit, right? You made the sponge. That's the word. I made the sponge
How
first.
do you make a sponge?
How don't you make a sponge?
How do you make a sponge?
Now, let's do how don't you make a sponge. OK, what you do is you get your eggs and your flour.
Of course.
And then...
How many eggs for a sponge of that size?
I would say for that size, the bottom bit...
Or
David's
the other bit,
bottom.
really, they're the same size.
Oh, no, they're not. They're not, David. Your bottom is a lot bigger than your top are. For the bottom, I use about... I would say I use about 6 eggs for the bottom.
Nadia, 6 eggs for the bottom, yes or no?
So 12 eggs altogether?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I didn't say how I'd made the top sponge.
What temperature did you bake it at?
The room was room temperature at the time. I preheated the oven at 180 degrees because it's fan-assisted, so I knocked off 10% for that.
Oh, right.
Does that sound right, Nadia?
Almost convincing.
Yeah.
Wow.
You knocked off 10%.
You always do knock off 10% if it's fan-assisted. I'm just going to have a little lick of your moustache, David.
I hate to say it, Lee, but you've slightly spoilt my present.
Wait till you eat it and you pass out and wake up in my cellar.
So, 6 eggs per sponge.
No. 3 eggs per top half and bottom half.
OK.
All right.
How long do you leave that sponge in?
I would say... What I tend to do is I don't do it the traditional way of timing it. I keep a good eye on it, and I wait till it's sponge-like and take it out.
OK.
It takes about... I'd say it took me about...
Half an hour,
40
Nadia?
minutes.
I mean, unless you bake, you don't know when you've got a fan-assisted oven...
It's difficult, isn't it?
When you've got a fan-assisted... He seems to know. He seems to know that bit of... You seem to know that bit of information, which is... Not everyone knows that.
Well, people are stupid.
Yeah, well...
Let's go to the centrepiece, the crowning triumph, which is the wonderful visual depiction of David. How did you approach bringing him so vividly to life?
Well...
Talk us through that.
Well, I started off... I tried to do you.
Here we go.
But that came out very bitter.
Lee, even though you violated David's face, who would like to try a piece?
I'll try some.
All right. Now, what flavour is it, just so we know when we taste it?
It's a sort of... It's an orangey citrus invention.
OK, here we go. Here's the first slice. This is going to Diane.
Yes.
There you go.
And then Bob.
How would you describe the flavour, Diane? I won't be insulted.
It's very dry.
Well, it wasn't dry when I made it last week. David, would you like a slice of your own head?
Yeah,
Nadia, you be the judge.
Listen, don't hold back. I can take it.
You can all have this. It looks like cake and it tastes like cake.
But it acts like a carpet.
It's dry enough for me to believe that you might have made it.
What are you thinking, Michael?
I think that he's been doing a bit of baking. I think he's made it.
I think it's bad enough for him to have baked it.
Whoa!
And Michael, you also also think he did it.
I think he did.
Yeah, I think maybe. This is cutting your eye.
You know, often on this show you say I don't see things from your point of view. Well, let's... Is everyone still here?
David, it's time to decide. Was it the truth or was it a lie?
Well, we think it could be true.
You're going to say true?
Yeah.
OK, Lee.
I'm going to keep these and take them home. And wear them when I make love to my wife.
All right. Was it the truth or was it a lie?
Well, actually, it is, in fact, a lie.
Lee, if you step out from behind the desk, read the card first.
When I ran out of petrol with my kids in the car, the only way I could get to the nearest garage quickly was on this.
Yeah. Pop that down there, sir.
So where did you break down?
I broke down just after this round, crying. It was a country lane.
Whereabouts in the world?
It was just somewhere around Oxfordshire. You're from Oxfordshire, aren't you?
Yes.
Let's change that. Somewhere just around Oxfordshire.
And this was in the car?
This was not in the car. This belonged to a farmer.
Belonged to a farmer?
The smallest, campest farmer you can imagine. So I run out of petrol, we're in the middle of nowhere, I pull over near the hedgerow bit.
Yeah.
And then I remember passing a petrol station back there.
How far? A mile? Half a mile?
About a mile and a half.
Mile and a half?
A mile and a half? And you didn't just think, I'll walk a mile and a half?
No, it's not, it's 3 miles, isn't it? Because you've got to get back as well.
That's
got
true.
you there, isn't he?
Yes.
I have to say, what with you all Oxbridge and everything, and him having no education, that's quite embarrassing.
But still, 3 miles, that's not that far.
3 miles is a long way when you've got children in the car crying.
Well, hold on then. If you did 3 miles on it, you can definitely do 4 yards. So let's have a look at you on the bike.
And then, let me finish the story. And I remember as I came back with a petrol canister, falling off and damaging my leg and vowing that day never, ever to ride one of these beasts again. Would you like me to demonstrate me riding the bike?
I think so.
I'll kill you for this.
Go around the back, round to the side of Sarah, you can do it from there.
OK, I'm not feeling as young as I used to be, so I may not be able to do a wheelie. Right.
Is it all coming back?
And you had the petrol can as well, of course.
Petrol can! It's all right. Ow! I've gone over there! I've got the petrol can! I'm coming, kids! Kids, I'm coming! Stop crying! Tell your mother not to divorce me! I've got the can! Yes.
Just like that,
Now I can see it would have been a big help.
Can I make a comment? You're very out of breath.
Yes, I am.
And you've done 1 lap of this. Now, you're telling us that you cycled 3 miles.
Yes.
Do you remember having a coronary arrest at the end of the journey?
I was a lot younger in those days.
Why? When was it?
This was just after Christmas.
Lee, what are you doing?
I'm thinking in a minute I'm going to go wheelie the bike to the edge.
They're saying in my ear it seems like a very bad idea. I say, let it have a go.
Oh, they're saying to you, this is a bad idea. How do you think I feel? What, you mean the day people have said, pretend that you stole a child's bike and went to a petrol station, and they're saying I'm the one with the bad idea? Can I just say, Rob, come here. You with your little body. Come on. Come on.
Rob, go here. Will you help me onto it?
Right, I'll sit here and do the easy bit. Right, I think I'm just going to make him cycle around for a while. I'm doing Rob Brydon.
Oh.
Fair play. Do you want me to help you onto the seat? Oh, jump!
Thank you. So, while Lee brings that huge bike back up, what are you thinking?
Stop me if you object, but I think we're going to say that it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie? All right.
Yeah.
It is, in fact... a lie!
Yes, it's a lie. Lee didn't ride a child's bike to a petrol station.
Stupid game!
It's Lee.
Oh. Says possession.
Right, under the desk is a box. If you bring the box onto the desk. Now, read the card first and then show us the possession.
I recently took a crash course in taxidermy, by the end of which I'd managed to make this.
Okay, show us what this is. Pop it onto the desk. David's team, where would you like to begin?
What is it? I can't see.
Can we have a proper look?
That, Sheila, is what I call mouse on a skateboard.
Would you like me to take it across?
Please do.
What's it made of?
Made of mouse. With a little bit of skateboard.
Oh, no! Oh.
How was he killed? He looks like he was...
I should point out that he wasn't killed. He was found dead naturally.
It's like he was found walking down a very small alley.
Careful, took ages.
Oh.
OK, first of all, how long was this course?
This is the first course. The course is... well, it takes place over about 16 weeks, so 4 months.
A crash course that's...
Taxidermy takes years to perfect. This is a crash course.
And how often did you go?
It happens every week.
Once a week.
For 16 weeks.
That's not a crash course. That's an evening class.
No, not in relation to the proper course to become a professional taxidermist.
Well, that goes on for 25 years and you meet once every 6 months?
That takes 4 years, or until the animal dies.
Can you... How did you do that mouse?
Basically, I found a mouse.
Where?
There, on the stair. And it had little clogs on. I found the mouse actually in the cage which it was kept in because it was my child's pet.
And it was skateboarding?
No, it wasn't skateboarding. My son was a skateboarder, and that's why he wanted the mouse on the skateboard.
What did you do with the mouse that you found?
Well, the first thing I did was I had to break the news to my son, and I said, your mouse is dead. So that was that covered. And then he said, oh, I don't want to lose him forever. And I said, in that case, it's the crash course at the taxidermy.
So wait a minute, the mouse dies.
Correct.
Have a conversation with your son. What are we going to do? Let's stuff him. I know, I'll learn. I won't get a professional animal stuffer.
And that's because...
I'll learn to do it. You ring up the course. They say there happens to be a 16-week course starting next week.
How many people were on the course?
I would say there was 12, 14, something like that. 12. There was 12.
12.
12, yes. Sorry, no, it was a disciples' convention.
Talk me through them. What sort of people were they?
It was Matthew, Mark, Luke... Oh, sorry, there was a guy called Thomas. He wasn't sure if he wanted to be there.
Tell us what you do.
The first thing you've got to do is always check that the mouse is actually dead.
So, sorry, it's always a mouse. This course is just for mouse stuffers. No one had anything else they were interested in. So everyone, all 12 of you turn up, sit down, get your mouse out.
You've got to remember that it's an introductory course. There was one guy, just one guy, Brian.
A good entry
turned up with a
stuff.
giraffe. He turned up with a giraffe and you went, you want the advanced course, mate, because we can't do this in 16 weeks. Next door, the one that's got the Velux windows. You can only big stuff for giraffe if you've got Velux windows. That's the first thing you learn.
What did you scoop the inside out?
Thank you. There's someone finally interested in the art form. First thing you've got to do is get rid of the inside of the mouse.
How? How do you do that?
How? Good question, sure. You get a sharp blade and you make an incision from the back of the skull all the way down to the tail.
So what happens when you make that incision down the spine?
Down the spine, yeah.
What happens?
So now I can only be described as a very, very horrific pop-up book. Because I opened it up like that. And it's not a pretty sight. I would describe it as sort of mouse spine-like. I went all like that. And the fella said, first rule of get stuffed, taxidermy, crash course. He said, this is the interesting bit. He went, is never, ever open them from the back. I learned a lesson. You've got to learn, haven't you? You've got to learn. You've got to learn.
So what did you do?
Well, it means you got me needle and thread.
So you stitched the mouse back up?
Stitch the mouse back up, get him back to how he was.
Right.
Turn him over, slice down the middle.
And then what did you do?
You have to... Effectively, there's no easy way of saying it. I had to scrape out his insides.
With what?
With the tools that they give you.
What sort of tool is it?
Well, there's many, many tools. You know those weird things you get when you're trying to get the last bit of lobster out of the claw? Then it's like a little fork. It
wouldn't work with a giraffe, though,
Oh,
would
no,
it?
just a giraffe. All you need for a giraffe is a spade and loads of bamboo.
OK, so you scoop out...
We learned that on day 4.
What do you put back in to give him that healthy...
You build individual fragments of bone shapes, but out of metal, and glue them all together. It takes 15 weeks on a Thursday night.
What do you think, David? It sounds very plausible to me, but what is your team think?
Sheila, what do you think?
No, I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
I can't see why anyone wouldn't believe that.
I don't think there's any level on which any of us believe that.
You're saying it's a lie. Lee?
Yeah.
Is it the truth, or is it a lie?
Oh, I actually have to go through the thing of pressing the button. Lie.
Place the item from the box on top of the desk first, and then read out the card. Thank you.
This is my lucky dice. I can always roll a 6 with it in 3 goes.
David.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, go on then.
Do you want to know how I came to discover this?
Yes, please.
Just found it in a box.
How long have you had it?
I've had it for about 20 years. Oh, the dice. I thought you meant my syphilis.
Where did you get it?
I got it from a woman in Highgate.
I meant the syphilis.
Sorry. I pay for it, $4.99.
Who meant the dice?
Full of spots.
When did you first discover that you had that these dice or die were indeed lucky?
I was walking the back streets of Hong Kong.
Yes.
I'm down this dark alley.
Right.
There's a weird shop staying open late. I go in, a small bell rings, and a small Chinese man was there. Hang on, this is Gremlins, forget this. This, I got it from Hamleys.
Give us some examples of when you've used this lucky dice.
Well, I've used it. It helped me get together with my first girlfriend.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, that was her name. It wasn't a real name. It was Janet.
Janet. It helped you get together with Janet.
It helped me get together with Janet, my first girlfriend, because she was a big fan of magic.
Right.
And I said, oh, I can do a magic trick. And she said, what's that? I said, see this dice? I can guarantee, at any point I can roll it 3 times, and I will always get a 6.
And how many times did you do it before Janet said, I love you?
She never expressed her love for me. But after I rolled it once, we slept together.
Well, maybe we should put this lucky dice to the test. Now, to get a proper view, why don't you could come out and use this bit of stage here. You'd be like one of those New York crap shooters from Guys and Dolls.
I mean, when would you like me to get it? Straight away, or would that just ruin it? I think a bit of tension for the last roll.
Bit of tension, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
make it
never
number
gone
3.
wrong in 20 years. I swallowed it. There's the first one. What is it, madam? 5. Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry. Awkward. It's Janet!
So, there's no worries. You've got 2 left.
OK. Here we go. I mean, be honest, it's pretty gripping, isn't it? It's actually pretty gripping stuff, isn't it? Here we go.
Well, people watched Deal or No Deal, didn't they?
Attempt number 2. Here we go. It's
3.
a 3. So you're sticking to your promise of waiting for the 3rd roll. Where are you going?
Have a little sit down. So, what do we think? Is it true or is it...
You have to follow through on your promises. Right, here we go.
Come on.
Here we go.
Let me say that I personally am convinced that Lee is telling a lie, but that nevertheless he will now roll a 6.
Here he goes. Lee Mack, 3rd roll. Got to be a 6. It's rolling.
What do you think?
So what numbers did I get? Can anyone remember?
5, 3 and 2.
So they don't add up to 6 either, do they?
What do you think?
Can I just check? Is this definitely the dice I brought in?
I've got an idea. We can make this work by just retake Lee reading the card and he says, "This is my dice, it occasionally rolls a 6."
So, what are you going to say then, Johnny?
Lie.
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 Lee, truth or lie?
It was a lie.
Lee.
Ooh, possession.
Oh, right, you're going to pick the box up then from under the desk.
Well, you say box.
Oh, sorry, the tube. The tube.
Yes. This is my wall map of the UK. I have marked every service station that I have ever visited on it.
Oh, OK.
I can so see him doing that.
Yeah. This from a man who was criticising somebody else for photographing a beige carpet.
Wow. Sorry, are they little stickers?
Yes.
Sorry?
They're 2 colours of stickers.
There are 2 colours of stickers.
What do they represent?
The orange ones. These are the orange ones, orange ones.
Yeah.
And I've also done blue ones.
But why?
Why? So I could differentiate between the 2 types of service stations.
Why?
I'm about to tell you.
OK, well, come on.
Just give me a second.
Sometimes Lee likes to finish his own sentences, sometimes not.
They are basically 2 differentiating service stations. I use orange if I am heading north and blue if I'm heading south. Or, if I'm heading west, I also go for blue. In east, I go for orange.
Well, you have headed north a lot more than you've headed west or east. I mean, how did you get back here?
They're actually equal if you count them.
Looks like there are loads more orange. Now, that one in Scotland there, on the
I can't believe you know where Scotland is, David. Well done.
Near Inverness, there's one.
That one there?
That one there. Reminisce about that.
Do you know what, I will reminisce about that. I went went through to the main pasty area, where I ordered my Ginster's pasty. And may I say, Aberdeen service station, it was absolutely the perfect temperature. This is really hurting my arm.
OK, you can put it down. One more question, though. One more... Have a look. Yeah, one more question, though.
You don't have to spoil it with the details.
If you want to have a look, they can have a look.
Yeah. Can they?
Yeah.
These are all motorway serviced.
Yeah. Oh, you're all coming, are you?
Well, you know.
Yeah.
There's an F and an asterisk. What do they denote?
They note fantastic. And the asterisk is... there's not a word. Blows my mind. Blows my mind, the asterisk.
And how many years of touring does this represent?
Oh, it's not just touring. I'll do it when I'm on holiday. I'll do it wherever I go.
You know when you said that there were about the same number of orange and blue? There's 7 blues and 33 oranges.
You're going to be laughing on the other side of your face when in the next round I say I am colourblind.
So, David, it's time to take a guess.
Aberdeen service station doesn't ring true.
It's definitely... I wonder, with the Aberdeen one, that's right outside Aberdeen. So you stopped at a service station about 6 minutes after departing.
If it's on empty, I stop and fill it up.
Certainly,
Which 33 times out of 40 happens when heading north.
Yes, it's uphill.
You could... Lie.
You're saying lie quite conclusively. Lee, is it the truth or is it, in fact, a lie?
It is, in fact, a lie.
No. It's a lie. That's not...
Can I just say to the idiots that come up with these questions, as if it's not hard enough that I put little stickers on a map because I fill up and I like to... They'll think, oh, no, how can we make it more harder? Well, I have 4 of them with blue on, 1 with an F and 1 with a bloody asterisk. How the hell am I supposed to do that?
It's really difficult.
Just say, why don't you just stick one in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean?
Possession. All right, take out the box, pop it on the desk and read the card.
It's a set of children's cutlery. This is the children's cutlery I used when I went on a special diet. It helped to make the portions on my plate seem bigger.
David's team, do you believe that?
So, Lee, how long did you use the cutlery for, then?
Well, if it was a big meal, 10 minutes.
In terms of weeks or months?
Nothing was that big.
How long was the period of your life for which you used children's cutlery in order to lose weight?
Swallow this.
I know it doesn't take you that long to invent 6 months.
6 months.
Did you sort of take them, if you were going to a restaurant, did you take them with you?
No, I think you're mixing it with a lunatic. You know, it's not a great... I mean, Keeley, would you really want that on a date if I said, so, how did the tennis go, love? I could take it into the bedroom and go, you don't think it's big? Look at it against this. And that's a salad fork, let me tell you.
And what gave you the idea? Where was the inspiration for this?
I read it in a book.
You read it in a book?
Yes.
Which book was that?
The Book of Dieting.
The Book of Dieting?
No, it was a
big book of stupid dieting.
Right, David, what do you think?
It's a lie.
Basically,
It's a lie.
All right, Keeley, are you in agreement with the rest of us?
I think that's a lie.
So you're saying no. OK. Lee Mack, were you telling the truth there?
It was a lie.